He's the first one here, but he's not here when I call the case. I figured you were busy. I defended you, but you should have heard what these other people.
Mr. Allen was supposed to help me out.
It was horrible. It was horrible, the things they were saying.
Edward Drugas on behalf of Miss Courtwright.
Especially Mr. Shank.
Told me not to say it. But
Yeah.
he did. He warned me. Miss Courtwright is on her way. She is on the bus.
She's what?
She's on the bus. Mr. Allen told me not to say it, but she is on her way. She's been very cooperating. I gave her the ample warning when the Excel spreadsheet came out that we were #1 on the docket. So top the line and said, get here early. And she talked to her this morning. Her alarm went off late.
Talking until like.
So I'd ask for the court to pass it. I also have a 10 o'clock, so I'll be here. So I was hoping that Ms. Courtwright will join us at some point between now and then. That's my gracious request.
She's on the bus.
Yeah. I'm not sure which number, but I could try and locate that.
Do you have proof she's on the bus or she?
I have a text message. So that's pretty good proof. Thanks.
Are you leaving the courtroom now since you caused all this disruption?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. On a bus. Court calls the case People versus Aaron Salazar. Mr. Allen told me not to say it.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Shannon, behalf of Aaron Salazar.
Good morning. Your name, sir?
Aaron Salazar. And we did have an opportunity to go over the pre-sentence report. There's no additions, deletions, or corrections. I think it's an excellent recommendation, and I would just ask the court to follow it.
Sir, is there anything you'd like to say before I impose that?
No, I'm not.
All right. The court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes that there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. Specifically, the alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of alcohol education, abstinence, or attendance at 1 AA meeting per week, at least for a month, and the abstinence from all intox. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna leave, come back. And hopefully things can get rolling. In abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation with the stated of a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. So therefore, the sentence of the court, I'll place you on 12 months probation. You are to pay $855 fines and costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that, sir?
How much time are you going to need to pay? 30 days, 60 days, something like that.
How much is today?
It's going to be over $1,000.
How much I can?
How much time do you don't set yourself up to fail? So how much time do you need? Would 90 days be enough?
Yeah.
Can we have 90 days, Your Honor?
In jail?
No,
I'm kidding. What is this? July. Pay that by October. Do you have anything today?
Do you have any money with you today?
I have some
How much could you pay today?
400.
400?
Yeah.
Okay. That means he has 5. Pay $400 today. The balance will be due by September 30th, 2025. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete an alcohol highway safety education program, or the alcohol highway safety education program. You're to attend 1A meeting per week for a month with verification to probation. You're to provide proof of victims impact panel attendance to probation. I will continue the sober link for an additional 30 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 1, the balance is suspended. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's call the case of the people versus Jason Allen.
Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Jason Allen, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Jason Allen.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today's the date and time set for sentencing. We have had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report, and we only have one correction, or it's more of an update. As to page 2, under employment income, Mr. Allen was in treatment at Don Farm. He did successfully complete it on June 17th and has since moved into transitional housing as planned, where he currently resides. And to that end, now that he is into transitional housing, he has been actively interviewing for jobs, and he has another interview set up for this coming Thursday. So that's the only update or correction as to the body of the report itself we have. And as to the recommendation on all cases, we would ask the court to adopt it.
All right. Sir, is there anything you want to say before I do impose that?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. In the case ending in 0278, the retail fraud 3rd degree, sentence of the court, $125 statutory fees, $47.25 restitution to Costco payable through the court. You're not employed at this time, is that correct, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I will indicate then that that's to be paid by December 31st, 2025. I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 93 served on that case. In the case ending in 328, that also being a retail fraud 3rd degree, it's a sentence of the court, $125 statutory fees, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. In the case ending in 0696, the retail fraud also. The retail fraud 2nd degree. I will order $125 statutory fees, 289 days in jail, credit 289 days served. In the case ending in 0697, the retail fraud in 3rd degree, $125 statutory fees, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. In the case ending in 0698, the retail fraud in the 3rd degree, it is the sentence of the court, $125 statutory fees, $199.99 restitution to Meyer, payable through the court. That will also need to be paid by December 31st, 2025. I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you. Case of the people versus Sarah Orr. Mr. Foster Tucker, you're
Good
here.
morning, Your Honor. Sherilyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Sarah Orr.
Your name?
Sarah Orr, Your Honor.
Mr. Drukas told me, he said you were on a bus. I don't know what that was. Anyway, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have reviewed the pre-sentence report. We don't have any additions or corrections. We are just asking that the court follows the recommendation, and Ms. Orr does state that she is able to pay the fines and costs today.
Thank you. Anything else, Ms. Orr, you want to say to the court?
Thank you.
No. All right. Sentence of the court, $425 fines and court costs. You can pay that today. All right. That's payable today. I'll reserve restitution or decision on restitution for a period of 60 days in case there's a claim that comes through. I'll order 90 days in jail that is suspended. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Angela Walker.
Carolyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Angela Walker.
Your name, ma'am?
Angela Walker.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have reviewed the recommendation and the substance abuse assessment. We don't have any additions or corrections or deletions. I would just like to point out Ms. Walker has taken responsibility in this matter. She has learned a lot from this experience. I know it's been a tough time for her. And she has been on the scram tether since February and has had no violations on that tether. So I did want to point that out. And she also completed the early intervention prior to today. So she is already getting a head start on her probation requirements and believe that she will be successful on her probation. In terms of the costs, she indicates that she'll be able to make her first payment by Friday.
Of how much?
200?
200.
200 by Friday.
Ma'am, is there anything you'd like to say before I impose sentence?
No.
All right. The court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, it does believe that there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. Specifically, the alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of early intervention and monitored abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. So therefore, the sentence of the court, I would place you on probation for a period of 18 months. You are to pay $1,055 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $540 probation oversight fees. You are to pay $200 by this Friday. And then how do you intend on paying the rest?
I plan on making weekly payments,
Weekly?
Mhm.
How much per week?
probably 200 to 3.
200 to 300 per week?
Yeah.
All right. What I'll do is indicate that the defendant is paid $250 per week. All right. And then you should have that taken care of in rather short order then. All right. There is to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete an early intervention program, which you have already completed, at least as probation indicates. You are to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation. I will continue your scram tether for an additional 30 days in lieu of 3 days in jail. I will order 365 days in jail credit to the balance is suspended. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of the People versus Cedric Blair.
Public Defender Natalie Pay on behalf of Mr. Blair, who should be present via Zoom.
You have him?
Don't have
I don't
Mr.
see him.
Blair.
Cedric Blair.
So, Your Honor, for the record, I will respectfully request an adjournment. I did leave him a couple voicemails and sent him an email and text. He did yesterday respond to my text. We didn't have any further conversation from that. I'm not sure where he may be. I was hopeful that you'd be here today. For the record, I respectfully request an adjournment of this sentencing.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. Because of previous warrants, that warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case People versus Billy Cobb Gully.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie on behalf of Mr. Cobb Gully, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Billy Cobb Gully.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today is the date and time set for sentencing. We have had the opportunity to review the alcohol screening and assessment as well as the recommendation. And we would respectfully request that the court adopt the recommendation. And I'm also prepared to address the SoberLink late test when appropriate.
Why don't you address it now? Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor, I just wanted to update.
Sorry.
The court did receive a community corrections violation report with an additional late test on the sober. The court at that time did issue a bench warrant, so there is an outstanding bench warrant for Mr. Costelli.
Go ahead. Why don't you address it now before?
Thank you, Your Honor. Respectfully, we respectfully requesting the court consider recalling that warrant. I have had the opportunity to discuss that with Mr. Cobb-Gully as well as his mother, who is with him today here in support. They did indicate to me that Mr. Cobb-Gully does have full-time work. He actually works as a receptionist in a role at the Holiday Inn. And he does state to me that sometimes during those windows of time testing, he might even blow into the SoberLink, not then hit the okay, because then maybe a customer will come up, he'll have to talk to them, or things of that nature happen. Both his mother as well as Mr. Cobb-Gully indicate to me he has been abstaining from all drinking and substances. To my understanding and reviewing the community corrections report, he's been in complete compliance with his drug testing. There have been no indications of any positive tests on the SoberLink. I do acknowledge that one, I believe it was in late June, of a 14-minute late test that he did then test, and the test submitted was compliant. Excuse me, frog in my throat. And I do believe he did miss one on June 5th, which I did discuss with him. He does take this matter very seriously. He has stayed in constant contact with me. This is his only pending criminal matter of any kind. And as Your Honor is aware, he has been on bond for some time, and outside of the missed and late test, those have been his only violations. I do believe he will be doing well on probation and is a good candidate. As to the sentencing itself, we're respectfully asking the court to adopt it. He does have full-time work. He also helps the community as a wrestling coach. He's been very successful in that field, and I would ask the court to cancel the warrant today.
Sir, anything you want to tell the court before I impose sentence?
Yes, I would. Like she kind of explained, I do sometimes work the morning shift, 7:30 to 3:30. Sometimes I work the afternoon shift, 3:30 to 11:30. So in those windows, sometimes I do run into different times where I may test and maybe not necessarily be able to press OK at that exact moment. And then I was kind of instructed that if I don't press OK, then that test actually might not be sent, even though it says compliant test is sent. So once I kind of got that notion from the person who is kind of assigning the criminal corrections, once I kind of got that notion from them, I kind of became more compliant or more receptive to the fact that I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, but yeah, just a little bit more compliant to the fact that like or just conscious that, you know, I have to actually, you know, press OK, be conscious about when I submit my tests and things of that nature. I was telling her one of the reasons I actually did accept the SoberLink was because I am a wrestling coach. I've been doing that for a couple of years now. I was an all-state wrestler when I was in high school. And so I came back and started coaching at my high school that I went to. And one of the reasons, Ann Arbor Pioneer.
Okay, well, that at least goes in your favor.
Yeah,
If it had been Skyline or Huron.
Yeah. And you know, I hope
if you were a river rat, you'd go today. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But you know, I've done a lot, tried to do a lot for our community, you know, especially help my younger brother. My younger brother was the first state champion from Ann Arbor in 38 years in wrestling. And then he went to Michigan State, became an All-American.
He went where?
He went to Michigan State. But I went to Michigan for grad school. So
Yeah, you know what? That doesn't help.
So, you know, so we kind of got the best of both worlds, you know.
It's a hurtful day.
Yeah.
He was doing so well. If he had just stayed with Pioneer. You know, didn't that talk about his brother?
Yeah,
When
well,
he became a Spartan, whatever that is. And then he's talking about going to
we had
Go ahead. No,
we had to do them both. We had to get them both. So
both.
both degrees at both schools. So you know, you
He
know,
doesn't get it.
oh, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Pate, for letting him know. He wasn't helping himself. Then he tried to talk his way out of it. He still wasn't helping. Go ahead.
I got a lot of friends who are Terps, so,
Don't even try
yeah.
it. Nice try to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I got a lot of Turk friends.
but I even wanted to express to you, even the situation that I actually did get in trouble for. I do take full accountability for my actions. I actually don't really drink, but that in particular day, I was with some of my fraternity brothers. I went to Morehouse College, and some of my fraternity brothers live in
He's
Michigan.
helping himself again. Go ahead.
Yeah. So some of my fraternity brothers live in Michigan. My older fraternity brothers, my prophytes, and they have a bourbon bar in their house, and he was eager for me to come over.
See,
And test the bourbon.
I almost want to ask
So-
him what fraternity.
The best one, the greatest, the first and the best.
I'm not even going to see. I'm going to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was testing the bourbons, and over that course of time, yeah, I did consume a little bit too much, and I take full accountability for it. But even the officer, he told me, he was like, I didn't actually pull you over because you were swerving or anything. I pulled you over because you were looking at your phone. I was coming back from Livonia, and I was on my GPS. But I do take accountability because you're not supposed to have your phone in your hand or anything like that as well. So I do try to be compliant with the law. I actually wanted to go to law school, but I don't know, it just kind of got discouraged a little bit. So, but I still try to stay focused and keep my eyes on forward and keep moving forward. So I do take accountability, and I do want you to let you know that I really do take my life serious, our community serious, and everything that I have going on and that we have going on too.
Did he finish?
I'm done.
Okay. Mom, when he gets nervous, does he talk that much? Does he? Okay. All right. I was going to let him go. He's got a right to talk.
He's a fellow Gemini.
Huh?
He's a fellow Gemini, so he's a chatter.
Oh, boy. Not helping yourself. The court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, it does believe there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of educational programming, individual counseling, and abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and monitor compliance with recommended treatment. It's therefore the sentence of the court that I'm going to place you on 12 months probation. You are to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can that be paid?
My client's asking for a payment plan as arranged by probation, Your Honor. He does have full-time work at the
Does
front
he
desk.
have
facility.
anything today? If not, why not?
I don't have anything today. I don't get paid until tomorrow though, so I could pay something tomorrow.
Okay, how much can you pay tomorrow?
$150.
Yes, he had 200.
I'm just gonna be transparent with you. I don't make a lot of money coaching wrestling. A lot of my time is actually kind of for free, and I work at a hotel and I get like $15. So I don't make too much money. Just to be transparent with you,
150 by the 11,
appreciate that.
and then a payment plan as arranged by probation. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete the alcohol highway education program. You're to continue individual counseling with verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation, which already is completed. I will continue to sober link for an additional 60 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended. The bench warrant in this matter is recalled. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Christopher Holt.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt, please state your name for the record.
Christopher Holt.
Your Honor, regarding the pre-sentence report, we don't have any material changes, additions, or deletion. We do ask that you would adopt probation's recommendation. However, regarding restitution, as the court knows, there are co-defendants in this case. I would like to request a restitution hearing. Ms. Pilar and I have been speaking about this and with Mr. Holt. I think there's a number that we can come to. I just am wanting a little bit more documentation from the victim regarding the restitution that he's requested.
So are you disputing the amount or the split with the co-defendant?
What we have from the victim is just a sheet of paper that says the amount. If he can provide any receipts or any further documentation, I think it can be worked out. We won't have to have a full-blown restitution hearing. But at this point, there's nothing to show that what he purchased was actually purchased. I think I will say on behalf of Mr. Holt, he knows that there will be restitution to be paid. He is willing to do that. He wants to get paid, start paying on it as soon as quickly and to make this victim whole. But frankly, I need to do my due diligence and make sure that what he is requesting was actually, paid out. The reason I brought up is the co-defendant is because I don't think that co-defendant has pled yet. Obviously, if he does, they will be jointly and severally liable. And I don't know if his counsel is going to dispute the amount. The amount is kind of applicable to both cases in both defendants' situations. So that's why it's a little bit complicated. But I did want to make sure the court knows that I think I'm pretty sure there's a world where we can get to an amount that everyone's comfortable with.
Mr. Holt, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
All right, in the case ending in 0189, that's the larceny less than 200. Sentence of the court, I'll place him on 24 months probation. He's to pay $555 fines and court costs. When can you pay that, sir?
I can honestly get that paid in a couple weeks, maximum 3 weeks. I'll
have this one paid. You need to pay this one by July 31st.
Oh yeah, that'll be taken care of.
All right. On that case, I will waive the probation oversight fees as I'll be assessing him in the other case. And then he's comply with all the terms that I will announce that is in case 25F10190. I'll order 93 days jail credit to the balance is suspended on that case. On the other matter ending in 0190, place him the defendant on 24 months probation, $555 fines and court costs, $720 probation oversight fees. When can you get that amount paid, sir?
I can start a payment plan this month if that's possible. I'm trying to get as paid as soon as possible. That is for sure. I can try to have most of that paid definitely this month.
Okay. What I will do with the fines and costs and probation oversight fees, I'll make those due and payable by August 29th.
Okay, sweet. That would work.
All right. As to the issue of restitution, I'll set a restitution hearing. I need a Wednesday, please.
Would you like the executive review?
Yes.
We could do August 6th.
Set a restitution hearing in this matter for August 6th, 2025 at This is a state case or Pittsfield State. 9 a.m. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete a theft class as directed by probation. You're to complete 40 hours of community service with proof to probation. There's no going to Gainsley Electric at the 4571 Washington Avenue address. I'll order 365 days in jail. Credit to the balance is suspended. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case People versus James Moody.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Moody, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
James Moody.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today's the date and time set for sentencing. I have had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report with Mr. Moody. The only addition or correction he is asking me to ask the court to make is that he states that he does now have some contact with his son. I believe the report stated that he was planning on reconnecting with his son after the cases were resolved, but he says he does have some visitation time and contact with him. Outside of that, we have no changes or corrections to the report, and we would be respectfully requesting the court to adopt the recommendation.
All right, Mr. Moody, anything you'd like to say before the court imposes sentence?
I just tell you thank you, and I appreciate you for accepting. I appreciate this. I just thank you. I'm sorry, I said appreciate it. Thank you.
Sentence of the court, 9 months probation, $480 fines and court costs, $270 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid, sir?
I can start paying something in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, what are you gonna pay in the next 2 weeks?
1 second. 50.
Pay $50 by July 25th. And then a
Okay.
payment plan as arranged by probation.
Yes, sir.
No use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. Continue current outpatient treatment with status report.
Client want to do?
And my client would like to have his matter set for trial and would like to have an attorney appointed.
I'm gonna send your client to his alphabet judge. That's what you want to do, right, Mr. Collins?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna mark the file, need appointed attorney. Your alphabet judge is Judge Kennedy. Hopefully, I'm gonna put your name and phone number down here. Hopefully, if we're gonna set a trial, that date is gonna be August the 27th. Answer the calls you don't recognize. One of those calls is that appointed attorney. If that appointed attorney does not contact you before August the 27th, let the Judge Kennedy know that you request an appointed attorney, okay?
Okay, yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna get you Judge Kennedy's Zoom ID as well. That would be 360-435-0000. Don't have any further questions, sir. I wish you the best of luck. Have a very good rest of your day, okay?
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Barry, you have a question?
We're ready as to Mr. Vasquez Perez.
All right. Mr. Alfredo Lopez, good morning to you. Necesitas interpreter, buenos dias.
I could translate for him.
No, he's got to get a court
Good morning, Ms.
translator.
Solvay. How
All right,
are
let me
you?
let me move on.
Morning, Judge. Good to see you.
Been a long time.
Yeah, it has been.
You doing-
I missed the district court.
Well, you should. It's the best courts in the state, especially this one. I'm just kidding. But it's good to see you. It really is. You doing all right?
Yeah, pretty good.
The years are flying though, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are. I'm thinking about retirement. The trouble is, I've
You're
done
too-
this for so long, I don't know what I'd do if I retired. So
You're too young to retire, Ms. Solvay.
can I get that in writing?
Judge, I don't have her on the docket, so I'm not sure what she's here
What
for.
case do you have?
Carlos, Plascencia.
Placencia?
Right.
That's a Judge Hessen case.
Oh, that's Judge Hessen. You got the nice judge. Ms. Solvay, it's good to see you though. You have to go over to Judge Hessen's, what's her Zoom ID? Can you give her
Yep.
her?
Oh, this is the ID that they gave me when I called. So
Huh?
It's 741
just a minute. 741
423
423.
1541.
So I'll need to call the client and tell him to.
I told him, he already logged in.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Thank you. Nice to see you, Judge, and everybody.
You too, Ms. Solvay. Take care of yourself.
Now, do I just push the leave button?
Yep, just disconnect and then dial in again with that other number.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Ms. Gay?
How are you, Judge?
Good.
Mr. Shemke says he's still with the prosecutor.
Okay, no problem. Got some young ladies from San Francisco in here today. Lisa? Lance McCandless. Lance Alexander McCandless, 243T640185. We're gonna need Emily in here, please.
Good morning, Judge Mazagate, here on behalf of Mr. McCandless. Mr. McCandless, state your name for the record. Lance McCandless.
All right, how's he going to proceed on this?
Judge, he's gonna plead guilty to count 1 and not guilty to count 2.
He provided proof of completing his 4 hours community service by June the 7th?
According to Mr. McCandless, Judge, he was on the phone with Emily last Tuesday, the 1st, before the violation was issued. He did notify her that those 4 hours were complete. He was under the impression that that wasn't gonna be included in the.
I mean, the charge, that's fine. We'll just have a hearing on that. If you plead the failure to appear for the ARM program on May 3rd and 4th, that would be a technical violation. And that would be your third, you could get 15 days. If you're found guilty on count 2, and the charge is failure to provide proof, not a verbal statement on July 1 that you completed it by June the 7th. You had to provide proof by June the 7th. So if you want a hearing, I'll give you a hearing, but that's going to be the focus of it. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
As to count 1 that you failed to appear for the ARM program on May the 3rd and 4th, how do you plead? Did you fail to appear for the ARM program on that date?
I'm sorry.
Did you fail to appear for the ARM program?
Yes, sir.
Now, counsel, I don't care if he wants to have a hearing. I'll be glad to give him a hearing as to count 2, but the charge is still failure to provide proof. That doesn't mean verbal. Is that what he wants to do?
Your Honor,
Could I have a minute with Mr. McCandless again? Just off the
Sure.
record until Mr. Casino?
Go off the record a second. We'll just have a hearing. Go back on record.
I just realized I made an error on the show cause.
Hang on one second. Hang on. We're going back on record. Your appearance,
Emily Casino,
what did you make an error on?
we already dealt with the May arm dates, it was the June arm dates. I wrote the wrong date for the weekend we missed on the arm.
Well, what were those dates?
It's June 28th to June 29th.
All right, so you're moving to amend that?
Yes, please.
Is that what you want to do, is plead to that charge, June 28th and 29th, that you missed the ARM program?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge you failed to appear for the ARM program on June 28th and 9th, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to appear on those dates?
Yes, sir.
All right.
With regard to count two, I believe Mr. McCandless wants to change his opinion.
You want to plead guilty to that, Mr. McCandless?
Yes, Your Honor.
The charge is failure to provide proof. I'm not trying to quarrel with anybody, but it's not giving a verbal, that's not proof. It's not telling somebody you completed it. So to the charge that you failed to provide proof of completing your 4 hours of community service by June the 7th, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Did you fail to provide proof of completing your 4 hours community service by June 7th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Please accept it. Counts 1 and 2. What are you doing?
Judge, Mr. McCandless has a number of health issues for which he takes medications. Those medications have side effects, Judge, which sometimes prevent him from being able to get up and around when he needs to be. I know that, I believe he's discussed that with Ms. Casino.
And I've seen that in notes too, I believe, but
And we discussed it when you missed it in May. That was the issue as well, but we're running out of time for him to attend.
so tell me what I can do to make sure that you get there.
I'm not sure what you can make me do other, it's my issue. It's the only thing that's my drawback on this. It's Friday court done, fine everything else, so.
Yeah, but why aren't you going to ARM? Tell me, what is it?
Honestly, it's, like I said, it's part of my personal health issues. I have been dealing with the last couple of months, this new medication I've been taking. And I am getting no sleep, I am getting new side effects.
New side effects?
Yeah,
Did you tell your doctor?
yeah, I just had last week I had a meeting or a appointment.
Okay. Well,
Judge, Mr. McCandless is 16 months into the 24-month.
all right, you gotta get the ARM program done.
Understood, Judge. It's
Has it
just,
been that long already?
Crazy.
so he's complied with a substantial amount of the requirements, Judge. I would ask the court to give him one last opportunity to.
Let's set a sentencing date. Let's get him into, do they have
So
one?
the next arm isn't until September.
Jeez.
Gotta get that done. Do we have proof yet that he's completed the 4 hours community service?
So yeah, I got them on July 4th. I met with Lance last week and he, was off. I told him it would be a good idea to come in with it. And he wasn't too happy with me today that I included it, but, deadlines are deadlines. I, really taken his health issues into account this time. But at the end of the day, deadlines are deadlines.
When's the first, the ARM program in September? Is that gonna be like the early part?
Yeah, I think I wanna say what off the top of my head, it'll be that Saturday. I think it's September 6th.
Lisa, give me a date after September 6th for sentencing.
September 11th at 8:30.
Okay? You have to get the ARM, okay? It's not gonna screw up anything on any of these guidelines with the sobriety court, I can't imagine, because the violation.
I'd have to look at this next phase of.
When do you go up again? Do you know when you're going up, what month?
December, I think. I just went to phase 3 like a month.
Yeah, so it shouldn't mess anything up.
That's what I'm gonna do. Go down the hall, get your notice, personal bond, comply with all other terms and conditions of the sobriety court probation. Good luck. Thank you. David Istelart Gonzalez, 25W836-565. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shanty here on behalf of my client who approaches.
Your name, sir? Your name again? All right, you're still under oath.
Judge, I can articulate. In this circumstance, there's a reason why we're asking for the briefs of adjournment is my client indicates he actually has a video of his own, which will provide additional information to the prosecution as well as the defense if this matter were to go to trial. I'm asking for the shortest adjournment because it's a dash cam video that he could not provide today. And he wasn't told prior to bring it. I can't speak as to what another attorney did. But this would be the final adjournment with either a plea.
Well, this is just the arraignment first time anyway, because we needed an interpreter.
Understood. And I've also encouraged my client to potentially speak to an immigration lawyer. He is not a United States citizen, but he is here legally. But I wanted to be aware of any potential conviction possibilities associated with this case.
Was the victim's vehicle, I don't want to, it's just strange. It says he maliciously damaged the victim's passenger side mirror. Let me call in Mr. West. That's better. Mr. West, can you hear me? If you can, sir, can you come in here, please?
Yes, sir. I'll be right there.
Thank you. So we're going to adjourn it 2 weeks. I will give you the date. Mr. West, your name?
Josh West, agreeing on behalf of the people.
All right, can you enlighten me here? It looks like he allegedly damaged the victim's vehicle that was at the Woodhaven Police Department?
Yes, Your Honor, there was a road rage incident. The victim in this matter drove to the Woodhaven Police Department and the defendant followed him. And we've got a video that shows him karate kicking the mirror of the victim's vehicle.
Your Honor, the video is not a perfect video. We'd like to see what my client's video might have shown.
You should consult with an immigration lawyer, sir. I'm going to give you a $1,000 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. You're not to have any contact with the victim or prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. You cannot possess firearms or dangerous weapons. Also, you have to go over today to get printed and photographed at the Woodhaven Police Department. Today, by noon. So just so you know, Ms. Interpreter, I find it interesting that staff was telling me last time that he didn't need an interpreter. He came in acting like he couldn't speak English. Mr. West comes in.
He's asking for an interpretation.
Go ahead, you can interpret. Mr. West comes in and tells me that they have video of the defendant karate kicking the victim's mirror. And as Mr. West is saying that, Mr. Istelart Gonzalez is shaking his head side to side. So I'm going to still have an interpreter. He's going to end up paying for the interpreter. Yes, you are. You're gonna end up paying for the interpreter. He's shaking his head already. You're going to end up,
I need my medication, he said.
what's that have to do with him?
¿Qué tiene que ver eso con esto?
He's paying for the interpreter. He's paying for the interpreter. We're giving you a new court date in 2 weeks. And that will be on July the 23rd, right, Lisa?
Yes, at 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Mr. West.
Thank you.
Is that a person or Zoom meeting?
In person.
Judge, if I could make one inquiry, Mr. Shemke, do you want a discovery order?
No, that won't be necessary.
Okay, all right, thank you, Judge.
And he has to go over today to get printed and photographed at the Woodhaven Police Department.
Tiene que ir el día de hoy para realizar sus huellas y en el departamento de policía de Woodhaven.
Okay?
But I have to go to work.
You're going now.
No, usted tiene que ir.
You're going now.
But I need my medication.
Listen,
Me escuchan.
you're going to the Woodhaven Police Department today. I already said by, what did I say? You're going by 1 PM today, okay? This is not open for debate. Okay? By 1 PM today. If you don't, that's a violation of the bond condition. And if you violate the bond condition, you better bring a lot of money with you to the next court date because I'm gonna hold a hearing. And if I determine you didn't go over there today, you're gonna end up posting a lot of money or sitting in jail pending the next hearing. Understand what I'm telling you, sir? He's shaking his head no again. You understand what I'm telling you?
But I didn't do anything.
Sir, sir, look at me, look at me. They don't pay me to debate. I'm not debating with you. You understand what I just said to you? Do you understand what I just said to you? You enjoy the presumption of innocence, but you're not going to ignore orders. Period. Good luck. Go over there today or you're going to have a big problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Fletcher. Jermaine Allen Fletcher, 25, thank you so much for coming. Jermaine Allen Fletcher, 25W8390007A and B. Sir, your name. All right. So you met with the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to plead guilty to no valid ops on person, responsible to impeding traffic. They are going to dismiss the suspend and the no proof insurance, true? And that's what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
If you plead to impeding traffic, that's 0 points. If you plead to no ops on person, that's 0 points. That is punishable, however, by up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all of those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign an advice of rights today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where'd that go now? Did you read those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
There you go. Did you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You plead guilty, you're giving up those rights, there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that? All right, you have the right to a lawyer. Do you still wish to waive your right to the lawyer? To the charge, no valid operator's license on person, how do you plead? I'm sorry?
Guilty.
Okay, just keep your voice up for me if you would, please. Were you operating a motor vehicle on I-75 near Weston, Woodhaven, June the 9th of 25 at 10:43 PM?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have a valid license on your person?
No, I didn't.
Are you on probation or parole?
Yes.
Were you on probation on June the 9th of this year? You just were placed on probation?
Yeah, I was going through,
Hang on. Were you placed on probation after June 9th of this year?
well, I haven't met with my probation before.
All right, just listen to me. Were you on probation? Did the judge put you on probation before June 9th?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Do you understand by pleading guilty here, this would be deemed a violation of that probation. That probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated on that charge as a result of this plea and conviction. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You still wish to plead guilty?
No. I mean, I'm not sure how this is gonna go because I have a non-reported probation out of, Washington County, and I haven't yet to start the whole process yet.
If the judge sentenced you, that started the process.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I don't want to violate my probation.
Well, you want to go to trial?
Yeah,
You want to go to trial?
I mean, my option is only that to go to trial to avoid being.
It's up to you. I mean, if you don't want to plead, don't plead.
Yeah, I probably need to talk to him.
Good enough. I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea. Here's what we're doing on this one, Lisa. Mr. West, just so you can hear, if you can hear me.
Yeah,
your
sure.
name- Your name?
Josh West appearing on behalf of the people.
He's on probation. He needs time to regroup. I'm not gonna take his plea because he knows now that this would be deemed a violation of that probation. You probably know, and I probably know that, well, I don't want to speculate. Pretrial date, we'll give him a new pretrial date, but just so you're aware, you fill out a petition. Where do you work?
I work for Big Mike's Construction and Demolition.
How much do you make?
Roughly 15 to 20 hours.
All right, you can fill out a petition for a court-appointed lawyer. I'm gonna give you a pretrial date. Lisa, give me another one. Is it the 23rd?
23rd at 10:15.
10:15. You fill out a petition for court-appointed lawyer, go down the hall, get your notice, personal bond, like I told you before, same bond conditions, and then you confer with the lawyer and you come back next time, okay?
Okay, on the 23rd of what?
This month, 2 weeks from today. All right?
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank
Robert
you,
Lewis-
Judge.
Thanks a lot, Mr. West. Robert Lewis Thornton Jr., 25W837260.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mike Crawford, representing Mr. Thornton, Mr. Croce.
Mr. Thornton, your name?
Robert Louis Thornton,
He's,
Jr.
he's gonna plead to resist, hinder, and obstruct under 771.1, true?
Correct, Your
If
Honor.
you do that, sir, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. I'll take your plea, I'll put you on probation, I'll sentence you. If you're compliant at the end of a year, you'll come back, the case will be dismissed. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand and advice of rights form here today?
Yes,
If
sir.
you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
To the charge, resist and obstruct an officer, how do you plead?
I like to stand with you.
Are you pleading guilty, sir?
Yes, I'll plead guilty.
You don't have to plead guilty.
My client's nervous, that's all.
I'm sorry, it's my first time, so I'm trying to.
Well, it's your first time because, listen, quit acting like a choir boy. I saw you already got warrants out for your arrest. You got multiple warrants. It might be your first time in court because you don't show up. So quit acting like you're, I mean, I can let it go a little bit, but the second and third time I hear that, it's like, geez, first time in court, first time in court. You got warrants, just so you know. Let me just go through them with you. Out of Redford for a civil infraction, out of Dearborn Heights. You got another one out of Romulus. You got another one out of Southgate. What do you want to do? You want to have a trial, or do you want to plead, or what do you want to do? So again, to the charge, resist and obstruct an officer, how do you plead? On June 9 of 25, were you in the city of Woodhaven, County of Wayne, at 21631 Allen Road at Siegel Chiropractic?
Yes.
What did you do?
I destroyed a couple of trees behind it. It was 2 trees.
Well, how did you do that?
I ripped the branches.
Why?
I deal with the branches.
Why?
I was in a mental state of disorder and something happened with a person that I'm in a relationship with, not relationship, and just a matter of too much emotions and everything going on.
So you just ripped the tree off of the property, or ripped some limbs off the tree on the property? Pardon?
Just ripped the limbs off the
Yeah, I understand. Why were you at Siegel Chiropractic?
I just ended up walking and that's ended where I ended up stopping. I was trying to walk to get everything.
All right, and then did you refuse to provide your name and identity to the police?
Yes, he was trying to conduct this investigation. I was being a bit difficult.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No,
Are you on probation or parole?
no.
I think I want to get at this a little bit, okay? In light of what he said, I'll accept the plea, but I'd normally sentence him on something like this, but I'm going to order a pre-sentence report. We're going to do a sentence date July the 23rd, and that will be at
8:30.
at 8:30. In the meantime, go take care of those warrants. Why are you ignoring courts like that? Go down the hall, get your notice. Go over to probation, you'll be interviewed. Go to those courts that I just named off, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You understand what I'm saying to you, sir?
Yes.
All right, good luck. What else?
Well, it is, okay. It's another no-show.
Do I have anything else ready? I mean, how many more do we have here?
I think we're pretty much almost done.
Yeah, we have a 10:30, Mr. Perdomo.
Do you want to do some no-shows?
Sure.
His favorite.
There's not a lot.
Good. People against Johnson, Dwayne Montiel, Malick Johnson, 25W838-974 A, B, and C. On the A file, we're going to issue a show cause. On the B and C files, default judgments for failure to appear. People against Jacob, Eugene, Dwayne, Guy Neely, 25W838-903 A, B, A and B. Defendant failed to appear, false ID, issue show cause, suspend, issue show cause on these. People against Walmsley, Jocks, Lamore Walmsley, 25W838-945 A and B. On the B file, I'm enter a default judgment on A. Will likewise issue a show cause. People against Barry Carl Austin, file number 25W838-775 A and B. On the A file, this is failure to appear for show cause, not for arraignment, pretrial omission of warrant on that 3,010%. And on the B file, defendant was already defaulted back in June. People against Galatia, Kimberly Marie Galatia, 25W835-356. Defendant failed to appear. Second or third time, defendant failed to appear. 6,010%. 6,010%. People against Adriana Cherie Banks, 25W838-382 A and B and C. These are scheduled for show cause when defendant failed to appear from before, so 3,010% on the A file, 2,010% on the B file, and 2,010% on the C file, all for failures to appear for show cause, so warrants to issue in those respective amounts. People against Davis. This is Kenyatta Kuro Davis II, 25W838-014. It's retail fraud, failure to appear for show cause that was issued, warrant to issue, bond to be forfeited 3,010%. Terry Ryan Gent, 25W838-012 A and B. Been neglected to show up here. This is a second miss, failed to appear for show cause, so on the A file, warrant to issue 3,010%. Defendant was already defaulted on the B file. People against Corey Jarrell Hill, 25W838-866 A and B. On the suspend charge, this is failure to appear for the show cause, already having this once previously, warrant to issue. Bond to be forfeited 3,010%. The defendant was defaulted on the civil infraction for failure to appear back on June the 25th. Tabitha, I need some more tape on this crazy.
Well, we'll get that.
People against Carlton Thomas Johnson, 25W838-349. I've had enough of this guy. This is at least the second or third 7,500, 10%. Court finds that, this has been adjourned and adjourned and adjourned. Court finds intentional delay of adjudication caused by defendant. 6,000. I'll make it 6,000, 10%. People against, Mac, Laurel, A Mac, 25W838789, A and B, and the B file, we're gonna issue a warrant, that's failure to appear for show cause, 1,000, 10%, and on the B, on A789A, 2,500, 10%, so 1,000, 10%, and 2,500, 10% respectively. Oliver, Jalen Lee Oliver, 25W838806, A and B, defendant failed to appear. This is failure to appear for show cause. On the A file, warrant to issue, bond to be forfeited, 3,000, 10%. Defendant was already defaulted. Arturo Levi Spahn, 25W838757, warrant to issue, second miss, failure to appear for show cause, 3,000, 10%. Maya Latrice Street, 25W838853, defendant failed to appear. This again for failure to appear for show cause, warrant to issue, bond to be forfeited, 3,000, 10%. Mr. West, do you have anything else for me?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a 1030 file. That is People versus Antonio Rodolfo Perdomo.
Yeah, is he here yet?
No.
There's an interpreter on that also.
Oh, no. Okay.
That's my last one, Judge.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, boy. I wonder if he's here. Can you try to take care of that as soon as you can? I'm playing in an invitational practice round this afternoon, so.
Yeah, I'll write it up right now so we can get rolling. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Probably save me a lot of frustration if you kept me here all afternoon, the way I'm hitting them. Thanks. What do you need? You need something?
Yeah, I just wanted to come
Wait.
here to get the warrant court, the names of the courts with the warrants were issued.
She'll tell you down the hall. Lisa, will you tell this young man where he has to go?
Yeah, I have the file down here.
She has the file. I don't remember all of them. All right, good luck.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna do. I just-
Fourteen A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now back in session. Now we judge James preside.
You may be seated. Court does call the case of the people versus Ryan Atkins.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Atkins. Mr. Atkins, please state your name for the record.
Ryan Atkins.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Atkins and I both didn't really know why this was set. I do know
I
that,
don't either, because I'm looking, I think the last time he was here, I sentenced him.
right.
Paid his fines and costs payable like 30 days after his release, so I thought we were done.
So I think what happened was because Mr. Atkins wants to go to treatment. He is serving a sentence here and serving a sentence before Judge Slay. So Mr. Atkins and I have kind of been going back and forth about this. I think what's going to happen is, so he was sentenced to
365 credit, like 18.
right, so 347. This is a lot of numbers. I did math today, which with good time comes out to 277, which would take him to a release date of August 29th. Judge Slay,
Can I? Go ahead, I'll let you go on.
he was sentenced to 210 days beginning March 13th, which good time comes out to about 168, which would take him to a release date of approximately August 28th. So
both Judge Slay and I hit August.
right.
We're brilliant.
So with good time.
Okay, so can I just shortcut this?
Yeah.
Maybe. He wants to go to treatment. Right?
Yeah.
Is that maybe why we're here? Yeah.
I think because he sent a letter to Your Honor saying, can you release me on treatment? But he's got this Judge Slay thing holding him. But once he's done.
No. See, I'm not letting you get away with that because Judge Slay, you can't just say that Judge Slay.
The Judge Slay thing.
Sorry.
Judge Slay's sentence holding him.
She's already released me to treatment.
She has.
I just
That's
need
the
you to
next
release.
thing I was asking. I
Which
don't- go ahead, fine.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I know what I'm gonna do.
I
I know Mr. Atkins for ever.
The thing where Mr. Atkins and I disagree
Okay.
is that he's got to finish that Judge Slay sentence before, even if Your Honor releases him today, he's still got to get to August 28th. He's got to do her sentence, Judge Slay's sentence was 210 days, do the in-jail Don Farm program, release to treatment upon completion of both of those terms.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Well,
it's a lot of numbers.
Yes, it does. It makes sense if that's the way her sentence reads. If her sentence indicates that he's got to do that time. And let me ask this. After you do the time, were you going to be on probation?
Yeah.
In Judge Slay's court?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
And Patrick told me that I needed you to release me to treatment. Or I have to wait till your sentence is up to go to treatment. And I sent you a letter with his kite stating that.
And Patrick told me he's got to do it the Judge Slay time. So this is where he's got to do the full sentence, 210 days on Judge Slay's.
Well, okay, I got you.
So that's where Mr. Atkins and I have a little miscommunication.
Right, and I can't resolve that. What I can do is I can just take outside of the picture of it,
Sure.
because I really believe that Mr. Atkins needs treatment.
And he's been in.
Does well when he's not using.
Right.
And you know it. He does really well. He has a much better demeanor, and he's just, frankly, you're just a much better person. When you're
Yes, sir.
using, well, I can't say that. I can't call you what I think.
He has been in, Judge, on this case since November, so
I
it's
know.
been some time.
I know. Because when he came back, because he hadn't seen me for a while, when he came back, I could tell he was out there using. And he wasn't looking well. You really were. So I will make this real simple for this case. If you prepare an order indicating that I will suspend the balance of his sentence to be released to treatment. However, and this is the important kicker, if he doesn't complete treatment or leaves treatment, then he must return to the Washtenaw County Jail to finish out this sentence.
I will get that to you, Your Honor.
All right. And that'll solve it, takes this case out of it, and then you can deal with what the interpretation of Judge Slay's case is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Just do the right thing.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
Just
I know.
last time.
And
Just last time.
right, I know you know. That's my problem with you. I know you know, and I know you're smart enough, and when you think about it and don't do the stuff, you do well.
Right.
Right? It's just when you get on that path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll do that. Get that order to me. I'll sign it. Ryan, best of luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Right. Oh, they were with you?
Yeah.
I'm the wife.
Huh?
I'm the wife.
You're really?
Dress-
I'm so sorry.
You won't see him.
I'm so sorry.
I
No.
swear you'll see me before you see us.
Oh, I know. Court calls the case, People versus Darien Rhodes.
Public Attorney on behalf of Mr. Rhodes. Mr. Rhodes, please state your name for the record.
Gary Rhodes. Yeah, I'm doing it now. I have to go to the settings.
Mr. Rhodes, are you turning on your camera? Because you muted yourself. Passing. Sit there and wait. Figure it out. Court does call the case, People versus Raymond Bowman. Was in right there. Okay.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Bowman, who is approaching the podium. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Raymond William Bowman.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today is the date and time set for sentencing. We only have one very brief correction to the report. Under Mr. Bowman's date of birth / age, the date of birth is correct, but he is only 35 now, but will be turning 36 when his birthday comes. Outside of that, we have no corrections, and as to the recommendation, would respectfully request that the court adopt it.
Sir, anything you want to tell me?
No, sir.
All right. Sentence of the court, $125 statutory fee, 51 days in jail, credit 51 cents.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Case, People
Well,
versus.
Hey,
I'm
I'm sorry, Your Honor, was that Mr. Mr.
Bilal Howard.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Bilal Howard, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Bilal Howard.
All right.
Teresa Blair on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Howard was scheduled before the court today for a violation of probation hearing, which was set at his review hearing on June 11th. At that time, Your Honor, Mr. Howard was directed to report to probation. Mr. Howard did do that as ordered. Currently, Your Honor, Mr. Howard did make a $135 payment. He did that on July 3rd after we had our meeting and discussed why he was in non-compliance. He does have a balance of $1,120. Mr. Howard indicated to me when I met with him that he was going through some different times. He had recently got custody of his kids and was making a transition and working, trying to take care of his kids. Although no excuse, Mr. Howard does indicate that he would like a chance to complete the prosecutor deferred sentence. At that time, I also, Your Honor, gave Mr. Howard a referral to another class that would not interfere with work schedules. Given that Mr. Howard did report and that he is showing that he wants to complete this program, probation is asking that the court to dismiss the violation of probation hearing, extend the prosecutor deferred sentence for a period of 9 months, that Mr. Howard pay $140 per month beginning August 5th, 2025, that he continue all of the terms as previously ordered, with a review hearing being set April 8th, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are asking the court to adopt that recommendation, and Mr. Howard did indicate to me that he would be prepared to resume that payment plan in August as recommended by probation.
All right, very good. I'll dismiss the violation of probation. I'll extend the defendant's prosecutor deferred sentence for a period of 9 months. You're to pay $140 per month beginning August 5th, 2025. I'll continue all other terms as previously ordered. I'll schedule a review hearing April 8th, 2026, 9 a.m. All right. Thank you, Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good one.
Case of the People versus Ashley Fitz.
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Drugas on behalf of Ashley Fix.
Ashley Ian Fitz.
All right.
Your Honor, we've gone through the pre-sentence report. The recommendation is something my client wants to address today. The only correction I have to the face of the pre-sentence report is the attorney should be listed as myself rather than.
Okay. Ma'am, anything you want to tell the court before I move sentence?
I was wondering if I could be placed on probation. Since
you want to be placed on probation?
Yeah, since I did a month in the Wayne County last month. I'd rather be on probation than incarcerated.
Your Honor, Teresa Blair on behalf of probation.
Yes.
Ms. Fix was ordered to probation to complete the pre-sentence interview appointment. It took some effort to get that done initially because it was done quite some time ago, and then Ms. Fix has numerous times failed to appear to this court for sentencing. While she has been out on bench warrant status, she's also picked up other cases, one being an OWI out of the 15th District Court, which is holding her in custody. Not to mention, it was brought to my attention, she now has a couple other cases out of
Romulus,
which are bench warranted now because she has failed to appear, I believe, because she was in county care.
I went to court. It was a show cause. I don't think a warrant issue.
I went to court.
Oh, a show cause.
Yeah.
So she is, Your Honor, scheduled
I
for
went to
show cause matters because she failed to appear, because she was in custody here for those Romulus cases. Probation's concern with Ms. Fix is that she does come before this court and indicates that she wants to do things, but she never follows through with any of it. So probation has concerns that if Ms. Fix were to be released on this case, she's not gonna do it, and she's not gonna contact probation. I know that, and this court knows how I operate. I attempted to reach Ms. Fix multiple times to try to even get her to get in here to get sentenced, because originally, I believe my recommendation was to have a probationary sentence. However, it's getting her here, and if she doesn't come to court, she's not gonna report to probation.
Well, and the cold hard reality is that May and June she didn't appear, but she just, the simplest of things to complete your pre-sentence interview, she didn't do. Had to issue a bench warrant in her cases, in this case, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 times before we can get you here.
I promise I'll do
You're
it.
you're not a good candidate for probation. I mean, I couldn't even get you to interview with probation initially. You didn't even follow the court's instruction to do that. And then had to bench warrant you, you didn't appear, had to basically make it an in-person hearing, which I don't specifically recall why, but that typically means there's an issue going on with getting the person there. So, and I'm not sure, in January of this year, you were brought into custody somehow. So even after I'd issued 2 bench warrants, one that I recalled, you did that, and on the recommendation initially on April 24th, 2024 was for a probationary sentence, but that was in April of 2024. You didn't appear. I issued a bench warrant, and then we don't see you until January. The magistrate, I'm not sure why, but granted you a PR in January, on January 16th. On January 29th, you were supposed to appear before me, and you didn't show up. You came back again into custody for whatever reason in June, and the magistrate, I don't know why, gave you a PR because you said you'd appear. And that was in 2025. And on the date he gave you, you didn't appear. That's where we are. You don't do what you say you're going to do. And the reality is, when I've seen these in the past, what will actually end up happening is we put you on probation, and then ultimately I'm imposed into jail time because you haven't done anything. Anything else?
Can I be placed on the tether? GPS tether.
Your Honor, the only thing I can express on her behalf is that she does have remorse for missing those dates.
All of them?
Yeah.
And other than that, I discussed with her what her options may be on taking.
My mom's side, transportation.
She just addressed that she had stable housing through her mother, so that's.
Sentence of the court, $125 statutory fee, 93 days in jail, credit 20. The balance, the defendant is to serve the balance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Norman Reeves.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Reeves. Mr. Reeves, please state your name for the record.
Norman Reeves.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor. Mr. Reeves is before the court for a violation of probation hearing. Mr. Reeves is non-compliant with the terms ordered by the court in that he owes $1,658 500 of that balance, Your Honor, is for restitution. He failed to report to probation as directed, failed to complete positive strategies for life program, and failed to provide proof of CMH services. He also, Your Honor, has a new criminal case. That case is on bench warrant status. It is out of the Chelsea location. Mr. Reeves, however, did provide a bench warrant recall request to the court. I believe that he thought that he did it in both cases. The Chelsea case still shows a bench warrant. This court did grant him to be set for a hearing with a PR bond. Since then, since my report to this court, I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Reeves this morning. I do have documentation of his services in lieu of CMH services. He is living between his mother's house and Jackson. His mother is here with him today. Mr. Reeves also has indicated that he can make a payment of the 500 on the restitution today. Given both of those factors, Your Honor, probation is asking that we adjourn the BOP hearing to August 13th, that Mr. Reeves report to me in person on Monday, July 21st at 1 p.m. And that he become compliant with the other terms ordered by this court prior to that date, also including taking care of that outstanding bench warrant out of the Chelsea.
Your Honor, in short, I'd ask that you adopt that recommendation. I also had a chance to speak to Mr. Reeves and discuss, why he wasn't able to complete the terms and the matter or the time that he should have. He explained that last year he was going through a pretty hard time. He lost a close family member, was going through a divorce and dealing with the custody battle. Since then, he has stable housing and work. He's working at Taco Bell full-time and was just promoted to shift lead. He did have a second child born just in February, and he is financially supporting his partner and that child with this job. He's also paying approximately $300 every other week for child support. He did provide me with proof of his mental health treatment at the University of Michigan, and I provided that to
So all you're asking, Ms. Valera, is that
adjourn
1 and 2 of the recommendation I take off,
Well,
or
Your
1.
Honor, well, and that he make a payment of 500 on the restitution today. So
Got it. Okay.
So that part is corrected, and that he does report to me in person to discuss the other.
On the 21st.
Correct. And that we adjourn the BOP hearing to August 13th. And then I can evaluate where I stand with my recommendation on that date.
Do I need his probation extended at this point or no?
Yeah, well, technically, yes, Your Honor.
Yeah,
He was
I
on
do.
bench warrant status for
since
over
May of last year.
like 14 years or 14 months.
All right.
And Your Honor, I'm not sure if the court does want to hear from Mr. Reeves' mother. She is with him and present today and did want to speak to her.
Okay. Come on.
Mr. Reeves, this is one right.
Hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
Ladita Johnson.
All right. What do you want to tell me?
I'm just here to ask for a second chance for Norman. He has been battling with this custody hearing for a minute now, and he's finally getting his life back on track. So I'm just asking that you please follow the probation recommendation.
Why are you looking at her? Why do
I forgot how to pronounce her name.
Why do I feel you two worked up something?
I forgot how to pronounce her name, but
Teresa Valera, Miss Valera. Okay, so you want me to do that?
if you could, I would greatly appreciate it.
A mother's plea for mercy for her child. All right,
That's what parents do.
I get it. All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You wanted this adjourned to what date, Miss Valera?
I would like the VOP adjourned to August 13th at 9 a.m.
Do is at this point, I will extend his probation for a period of 12 months. He's paid $500 today toward the restitution, then 150. I'll order the 150 per month thereafter. Report to probation in person on Monday, the July 21st, 2025 at 1 p.m. and then report as directed. You are to become compliant with all of your other previously ordered terms within the next 30 days. I will adjourn your violation of probation hearing to August 13th, 2025, 9 a.m.
And Rhonda, can I ask if I can get Mr. Norman in compliance, am I able to cancel that violation?
Yes, yes,
Given that we did the
Yeah.
extension on record today?
right. Because even if we did that, you and Mom are gonna work something. I don't know what you're gonna do, but yes, you could do that. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Darrell Frederick.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Frederick, who stands to my right, please state your name for the record, sir.
Dear Frederick.
Thank you, Your Honor. Excuse me. Today's the date and time set for sentencing. I have had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence report with Mr. Frederick. We have no changes or corrections and would respectfully request that the court adopt probation's recommendation. I will just note, as to the restitution, Mr. Frederick is currently being held on other matters, so I would just ask that that be due after his release.
Is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence? No. $125 statutory fee, $76.50 restitution to Kroger payable to the court. That'll be due by December 31st, 2025. I'll order 93 days of jail credit, 93, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Michael Kyle.
Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Kyle, who is present via. Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
Michael Kyle. All right, thank you.
I believe the balance is $360. I was unable to recheck today, but it was days ago, I believe that's what it was. Mr. Kyle was incarcerated at the Washington County Jail from September 2024 until June this year. So I would ask if the court would consider waiving some of the balance, if not all of it, or in the alternate an adjournment of the show cause so that Mr. Kyle can get some work under his belt and start.
Is he working currently?
I do not believe so, but I think Mr. Kyle can speak more to that. Mr. Kyle, are you currently working?
I'm not at the moment. September 10th.
You have August 13th and August 27th.
September date.
Oh, September, sorry. September 10th or September 20th.
I'll adjourn this matter September 10th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kyle.
What? Court calls case, People versus Brian Gerard. 4 cases.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Gerard. Mr. Gerard, please state your name for the record.
Brian Gerard.
We're here for show causes. Mr. Gerard has been in custody for 89 days at this time. His next court dates in circuit court are in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'd ask that we just adjourn the show cause out. I don't know if you have
Is
any
it
idea of when.
anticipated he's going to be released anytime soon or no?
No, I might be going to rehab, but I don't even know what this is for.
This is for money that you owe
Oh,
on old cases.
sorry. I don't have it right now.
Well, when's your next hearing in circuit court?
The 14th.
Of this month.
This
Yeah,
month,
I should be
yeah.
going to rehab here in a couple of weeks.
Okay, so let's do this. It was September what, 10?
September 10th.
How much do
So I'm gonna adjourn this out to September 10th, all of these out to September 10th, 2025, 9 a.m. And then that way, if he's in rehab, depending on what type, he may have gotten through a part of it. We can figure out where we'll go with it.
So I won't have a warrant out for that.
Pardon?
So I won't have a warrant out for
I'm not on these cases. I don't know what else you've done. All right. Court calls the case People versus Deanna Galamulski.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor, Ms. Galamulski was scheduled before the court today for a review hearing on a prosecutor deferred sentence. She did complete all terms ordered by the court and I did waive her appearance. Probation is recommending that the case pursuant to the prosecutor deferred and discharged from probation with.
Hearing no objection, so ordered. Court does call the case People versus Daniel Sims. Oh, are they out there?
They are not right now.
Court does call the case People versus Rachel Lindeman.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor. Ms. Lindeman was scheduled before the court for a final review hearing on a prosecutor deferred sentence. She did complete all terms ordered by the court and I did waive her appearance. Probation is recommending that the court dismiss the case pursuant to the prosecutor deferred.
Hearing no objection, so ordered. Court does call the case People versus Daniel Sims.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Sims, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Daniel Sims.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today's the date and time set for sentencing. I have had the opportunity to review the PSIR with Mr. Sims, and we have no corrections and would ask the court to adopt the recommendation.
Is he expected to be released anytime soon or no?
It's a long, complicated story, but hopefully it's released soon to treatment.
Got it.
Yes.
That's all I need. All right. Is there anything you want to say?
No, not.
Okay. $125 fines and costs, $249.86 restitution to TJ Maxx payable to the court. I will make that payable by the end of the year, December 31st, 2025. I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 93, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's call the case People versus Joshua Sherry.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor, Mr. Sherry was scheduled before the court for a review hearing on a prosecutor deferred sentence. He did complete all terms ordered by the court and I did waive his appearance. Probation is recommending that the court dismiss the case pursuant to the prosecutor deferred and discharged from probation.
Hearing no objection, so ordered. Court recalls the cases of People versus Darian Rhodes.
Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Rowe.
Darian Rhodes.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor. Mr. Rose is scheduled before the court today for a violation of probation hearing. Probation would like to correct the balance owed to the court is $1,055 with the last payment being made to the court on May 8th, 2024. Mr. Rhodes has failed to complete the terms ordered by the court in that he did not complete IOP treatment. He failed to provide proof of his AA meeting attendance, failed to attend the victim's impact panel, failed to report to probation as directed. He also failed to appear at 2 prior VOP hearings before this court where bench warrants were issued. In addition to that, Your Honor, Mr. Rhodes has new pending criminal matters. One out of the 34th District Court for domestic violence. Alleged date of offense is May 11th of 2022. That is on bench warrant status. He has 2 cases out of the 14A2 District Court, one being a domestic violence, the other being an attempted R&O. Alleged date of offenses, first being August 4th of 22, the other being November 3rd of 2022. He is scheduled for pretrials in both of those matters. He has another matter out of the 34th District Court for an alleged larceny under 200. That alleged date of offense is November 12th of 2023. He's on bench warrant status in that case. He also has a pending felony, a larceny in a building, alleged date of offense of June 27, 2025. He is scheduled for a PCC in that matter on July 10th of 2025. It appears, Your Honor, Mr. Rhodes has continued to pick up criminal cases while on bench warrant status in this case and being in violation of the probation that was ordered by the court. Given all of that, probation is recommending that the court order Mr. Rhodes to serve 93 days in jail with credit for 16 days that he served to date, that he served the balance, that he complete the in-jail Dawn Farm program, waive remaining terms, accepting his financial obligations and discharging him from probation with them.
Ms. Perriman.
Your Honor, I am asking that you sentence Mr. Rhodes to the 16 days serves and close out this case. I did have an opportunity yesterday to speak with Mr. Rhodes for quite some time. I think what his issues really come down to is his finances. He explained to me that he and his family have been homeless all of last year and are just now getting back to a better spot. They were staying at the Red Roof Inn for some time, and then they stayed at shelter for some time. This is all while they had, at this time, they have 3 kids under 3. His partner just had their newest baby in January. And at the time during last year, she was obviously pregnant with 2 children. So they were dealing with some serious financial issues. Mr. Rhodes says he did not have even a phone or a car to get anywhere. He did say that he was enrolled in the MRT program, which he believed was being used, I suppose, in place of his IOP. So he did complete some of the MRT program, but he did not complete it as it does require money to stay in it. He did just do a week. I think he was picked up on the warrant and did pay bond to get out. He said during that time, he just a week really affected his partner and their living situation because he could not work. He is enrolled in a job program through the Friend of the Court, so he is working now. He also says he did attend some AA meetings, but because of his situation, he wasn't able to continue to those. Do know that the larceny cases, he is being represented by the public defender's office, and he said there is an offer to reduce that felony case down to a misdemeanor. He's asking that the court take all this into consideration and the struggles that he and his family have been going through. But again, he is in stable housing now and is working.
The case ending in 1357, which is a show cause hearing, I'm going to adjourn that to September 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. On this other matter, sir, is there anything else you want to tell me other than what your counsel's indicated?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what she says is exactly correct. It was a hard time, and I admit to the violation. I'm trying to get everything situated. I can make a payment today, and on the 12th, I just have to get rent paid before the 15th, and then I can continue to make payments every month until I can get the balance dismissed. Lower down.
These new cases, not doing it that way. Sentence of the court, 93 days in jail, credit 16 that he served. Defendant is to serve the balance. He's to report to the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. If he fails to report, a bench warrant with no bond will issue. He is while in jail to complete the Dawn Farm in jail program. I will waive all other remaining terms, accept his financial obligations, discharge him from probation without improvement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Case People versus Gary Thomas.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, please state your name for the record.
Gary Thomas.
Your Honor, we're here for a show cause. I think Mr. Thomas owes 905 on this case. He has been in custody for quite some time now. I'd ask that we just adjourn this out again.
Is he gonna get out anytime soon, or do we know?
I don't know what's going on.
What?
I said, I don't know what's going on. They ping ponging me around, man. Give me the loop around.
Do you know
I've
what-
been here to,
Where, is that it? You're in circuit court here?
yeah, Circuit Court and 14B.
Okay, so when's your next date circuit?
The
Just
tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
one.
subject
That's
to-
drug court though.
What, right, okay, what about 14B
I think that's the 28th.
of this month? Okay. Well, we probably won't be able to accomplish anything, but I'll adjourn this out to September 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. I might as well be part of the ping pong game, right? All right, Ms. Thomas, take care. All right, that's that. Set me up for 11 and then I'll be back out court staying in brief recess.
Thank you.
What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do with these? Are these going to his alphabet judge, or what is he gonna do, Mr. Berry?
That is correct, Your Honor, to his alphabet judge.
Very well. And have you put his number in the chat?
I did not, Your Honor, knowing that he was going.
And this is off the record. Counselor Smith, are you gonna go represent him, or are you gonna go with the, do you want us to see if we can appoint an attorney for him?
Yeah, could you appoint an attorney for him, please? And I'll continue to stay in the picture, but I'm not allowed to represent him in this case, unfortunately. But I can help.
Why is that?
I'm sorry. I don't know. Is it, we have funding for the immigration case, but we don't have funding to help with criminal matters?
Understood. So you're working through a sort of a legal aid, type.
Exactly.
Is there a number? Can anybody come through your organization, or how do you acquire your clients?
He's considered an unaccompanied minor, or UAC, and any unaccompanied minor that comes into the state of Michigan, we're actually required to represent them. We're the Michigan Immigrant Rights Center. And yeah, so he's a child immigrant, and so we represent him. That's how when he gets in the system, we come to represent him.
Very good. I'm gonna bring him out. Do we have a phone number for him?
Yes.
We do not.
Oh,
yes.
sorry. Do you want his phone number?
Please.
His phone number is area code 313-464-4821.
Go back on the record with Mr. Velasquez. I've given you an opportunity, sir, to speak to counsel. Counsel, what does your client want to do?
Vamos a volver a acta con el caso del señor Velázquez. Señor, le di la oportunidad de hablar con su abogado en una sala privada de consulta. Dígame, abogado, ¿qué quiere hacer su cliente?
Sí.
Abogado.
Your Honor, my client needs to be placed with his alphabet judge.
Su señoría, necesitamos mandar a mi cliente a la corte que le toca según su apellido.
Okay. And your client wants an appointed attorney, is that correct?
Y su abogado quiere que le nombremos un abogado defensor. ¿Es eso correcto?
Correct, Your Honor.
Correcto, su señoría.
All right, Mr. Velasquez, is that what you want to do?
Señor Velázquez, ¿es eso lo que usted quiere hacer?
Sí.
Yes.
How old are you, sir?
¿Qué edad tiene usted, señor?
18 años.
¿Qué edad tiene usted, señor?
18.
18.
All right, is 313-464-4821 the best phone number to reach you?
Y señor, el número 313-474-4821 es el mejor número para ponernos en contacto con usted.
¿Cómo
señor. Oh,
no.
Is that the best number you share?
Señor, está
3, 44,
para ponernos en contacto con usted.
Ok, le puedo dar el número.
Can I give you the number?
Yes.
Sí.
313 44 82 1.
313-44821.
It's not a complete number.
Ese no es un número completo.
Espere tantito, por favor.
Should I could put it in the chat. I don't know if that would
I just want him to verify the number.
No, yo tan solo quiero que él me verifique que ese es el número correcto.
Tres, 46 44 82 1.
313-464-4821.
All right, I need you to answer the calls you don't recognize. One of those calls should be that appointed attorney. I'm gonna send you to Judge Larry Williams.
Señor, yo necesito que usted conteste su teléfono, aunque sea un número que usted no sepa de quién es, porque una de sus llamadas va a ser del abogado defensor que le hemos nombrado.
Sí, nada más que mi teléfono anda apagado ahorita. Anda apagado. Mi teléfono anda apagado ahorita.
This is my phone and it's off right now.
Mira, anda apagado.
Can you see that it's off?
Yeah, what do you mean it's off? You don't, the bill hasn't been paid?
Cuando usted dice que está apagado, ¿es porque usted no ha pagado la cuenta de teléfono?
No, se llama descargado.
No, it's just that it needs to be charged.
Okay. Well, they probably won't call you today, but they will get in contact with you. If they don't get in contact with you by July the 23rd, the 2025, that's your next court date, then ask Judge Williams to appoint an attorney that day.
Y le va a tocar el próximo juez que se llama Larry Williams. Que no recibe una llamada de su abogado nuevo para el 23 de julio, cuál es su próxima fecha para comparecer el 23 de julio. Entonces, ese mismo día le van a nombrar un abogado. Quien lo nombrará va a ser el juez Williams.
Ok, el 23 de julio.
So, the 23rd of July?
Yeah, Judge Larry Williams' Zoom ID is 360-332-0000.
Y el número de la plataforma de Zoom para que se pueda conectar con el juez Williams es este: 360-332.
Do you happen to know what time that would be at?
You guys have, oh, wait a minute. You can't just jump in. You have to wait till the interpreter finishes interpreting.
Por favor, esperen, no pueden empezar a hablar sin que el intérprete haya terminado. Su número, apúntelo: 360-332-0000.
Espéreme. Disculpe. ¿Cuál es el número?
Excuse me. Could you repeat it? What is that number?
It's a Zoom ID and the time will be 8:30, July the 23rd at 8:35.
Señor, la fecha para que usted vuelva a comparecer en la corte es julio 23, el 23 de julio, a las 8:30 de la mañana. Y usted va a entrar con este número. Apúntelo, por favor: 360-332-0000. El juez Williams.
Ok.
¿Ya?
Sí. Ok.
Okay.
All right, if it's, counsel, you got that?
Abogado, ¿entendió eso?
I do, yes, thank you.
Sí, entiendo, gracias.
All right, if there's nothing further, everybody have a very good day. Best of luck to you.
Si no hay algo adicional, que todos tengan un buen día y buena suerte usted. A usted.
Ok. Igualmente.
Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now this is Miss, is that Mr. Berry? Mr. Berry, this is the city of Detroit versus Joshua Dion Lake Gilera. Give me the correct pronunciation, sir. You have to unmute yourself. All right. Are you driving, sir?
No, I'm sitting right here parked on the side of the McDonald's. They just brought my food out. I'm on the side, sitting on the side of the McDonald's parking lot.
And you're in the driver's seat of a vehicle?
Yeah, what you want me to get? I am in the driver's seat. You want me to get in the back? Hold on, I'm about to get out and get in the back seat.
I don't know if you have a valid driver's license.
You see, I'm driving. So I can't say.
Who's with you?
My fiance.
I said Detroit. Give me the correct pronunciation of your last name, please.
LeGrier.
LeGrier. City
It's
of Detroit.
LeGrier.
Yeah, City of Detroit versus Joshua Dion LeGrier. Case number SP 1036200, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1046059, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1068516, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1076293, SP 1095097, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 11142664, counts 1. SP 11344211, SP 11346994, counts 2 and counts 3. SP 116682, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 11701391, SP 118818, counts 1 and counts 3. SP 1219311, SP 1224637, SP 1278002, SP 1339425, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1345603, counts 2 and counts 3. SP 1368531, SP 1391064, 2, SP 1401551, SP 1470391, SP 1480473, counts 1, SP 1480713, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1484481, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 1501916 SP 1523937, counts 1. SP 1612419, count 1. SP 1613606, SP 1645590, SP 1680061, SP 1725997, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 78743, strike that. 18436929, 1. Two zero 397370, counts 1, 2, and 3. 2039737711.
Yeah.
Appearance for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, Mr. Laguerre.
Yes, sir.
State your name, sir.
Joshua LeGrier.
Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, my client would waive the reading of the information and stand mute.
We'll enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. We'll give him a $0 bond. I don't know if Mr. LeGrier is going to ever be able to get a license. I think, I hope that he's here, so I hope that that's his goal, but it doesn't appear to me that he's going to conform because he continues to drive. Thinking that he was behind the wheel of that vehicle. He was driving that vehicle. But I didn't see him driving. Had quite a big, nice history down here at such a young age. Mr. Berry, your client.
Okay, go ahead. I know you don't like when I speak, but
288. Two eighty-eight, 336, 288. That's just on no insurance proofs. Again, I don't know the status of his license. I see driving license revoked as well. And I believe that Mr. LeGreur has been here before. Have you been in front of me before, Mr. LeGreur?
Yeah, I think I have in the past.
You didn't show back up for some reason, huh? Right? LeGreur? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I can. You didn't show back up for some reason, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, I don't know if we're gonna have time to get Mr. Greer an updated offer, Mr. Berry. I'm not gonna go through all of that stuff on the list. Maybe the best thing to do is just set a trial date. You can speak to him about paying those monies that were outlined. He owes a lot more money than that. Those are just the civil infractions that would potentially allow him. It says he owes a balance of $11,000. What do you do for yourself, sir?
What you mean? What I do for myself?
I didn't hear what you said. I guess he's in a bad area. All of your stuff is coming through. It's not coming through. It's all choppy. I even stopped your video to see.
Can you hear me now?
It's coming through chopped up. Now it's better. I stopped your video just to see if it helped. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you better. What do you do for yourself?
What you mean by that? Like, do I have a job? That's what you asking?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, I work at a temp service right now, dealing with Chrysler. Yeah, I've been there for 2-3 years.
You worked at this temp service for 2-3 years?
Yeah, I went through the temp service. I'm hired in now. I got hired in probably like a year ago at the at Mac.
You work at Chrysler Corporation?
No, it's like we deal with Chrysler. We not like Chrysler.
Right.
We just deal with Chrysler parts.
And you've been working there for 3 years?
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, very good. All right. Well, if you're ready to walk this stuff down, then we'll try to help you, but you got a lot of walking to do. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Berry, speak to him. Those dollar amounts You can tell them no, that all the no insurance proofs, they need to be paid before he's even if he can overcome the driving license revoked, they need to be paid. And possibly on the false insurance, that may be present a problem. What I would say is tell them to go to the Secretary of State first, get an updated offer. I mean, and try to get a driver's license. If they don't give you a driver's license, which I'm sure they probably won't, but your purpose of you going there is for them to get you a printout to outline everything that you need to do to get a license, and they should be able to highlight everything with case numbers and everything in courthouses everywhere. So why don't we do that? Why don't we set a pretrial date instead of just wasting time here? Set a pretrial date between now and the next court date. Go to the Secretary of State, get that printout and have them highlight that stuff, and then bring it back to court, and one of the attorneys will be able to help you better. All right?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna set a pretrial date for, I'm gonna give them a $0 bond, not guilty plea entered into it as we have. I'm gonna give them a court date of the July the 25th, 2025 at 8:30. Before that next court date, get to the Secretary of State and do that, okay?
You said what day again? July 20 what?
July 25th at 8:30.
Okay.
If you have to work that day, I don't want you to miss work. I want you to be able to, we'll get you in and out. I want you to get to work and keep working, but we'll get you in and out. Just let me know when you come in. Come in first thing in the morning. I'm taking them in the order that they came in. You got here one of the last persons. That's why you were at the end of the line. So get here first thing in the morning on the 25th, and we can get somebody to help you.
Okay.
You understand what you need to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
And don't pick up any more cases, okay? Because that $0 bond is gonna turn into some cash bond.
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing further, I wish you the best of luck. Have a very good rest of your day, sir. Let's call this, Mr. Nelson Lopez Perez there.
Nelson López Pérez está presente. Nelson López Pérez.
All right, this is the city of Detroit, Mr. Berry versus Nelson Lopez Perez, case number SP 172509, counts 1, 2, and 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Se llama el caso de la ciudad de Nelson López Pérez, número 17222509, cargos 1, 2 y 3, señor Berry. Yes.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, sir.
Y soy Elwood Berry representando al acusado. Usted, señor, díganos su nombre completo, por favor.
Nelson López Pérez.
Nelson López Pérez.
For purposes of arraignment, Your Honor, we would waive the reading of the information and stand mute.
Para el propósito de lectura de cargos, su señoría, vamos a renunciar que nos tengan que leer los cargos formalmente y vamos a guardar silencio.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're plea on your client's behalf. We'll give your client a $0 bond. Mr. Lopez Perez, I'm going to put you in a breakout room. Mr. Berry is going to get you an updated offer. Keep in mind, if you don't like the offer, you have an absolute right to a trial.
Muy bien, así que vamos a procesar una declaración de no culpable para su cliente, darle una fianza de señor Pérez, lo vamos a pasar a una sala privada de consulta para que pueda hablar con su abogado acerca de una oferta de resolución. Si no le gusta la oferta, sépase que tiene todo derecho de ir a juicio. Pase ahora a esta salita. Cuando vea la invitación que dice join o unirse. Pase a la sala, por favor, donde dice join o unirse, toque ahí en la pantalla, ¿ok?
He's in there.
Oh, very good.
Pass. Let's go back on the record with Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, I've given you an opportunity to speak to counsel. So what's your client want to do?
Vamos a ver de nuevo a volver en para que conste en el acta el caso del señor
All
Rodríguez.
right,
Señor
now,
Rodríguez, le di la oportunidad de
having
hablar.
done that good thing, I've got some other bad news for you.
What's
I
that?
got a new case.
Uh-huh.
A new felony case. And it alleges that on or about April 23rd, 2021, at the location of Boston's Way in Ypsilanti Township, Washington County, state of Michigan, that you did unlawfully use a motor vehicle. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
No, I don't. I didn't even know nothing about that case.
Well, I'm not asking you whether you did it or not.
Okay.
I need you to understand if you know what you're charged with.
No, I don't. I'm
All
sorry.
right, then let me specifically lay it out to you. The
Okay.
complaint alleges that on or about April 23rd, 2021, at the location of 5055 Boston Way,
Yes.
Ypsilanti Township, Washington County, state of Michigan, that you did without authority or without the intent to steal, take, or use, or was a party to such unauthorized taking or using of a motor vehicle, namely an automobile belonging to a Linda Watson's Coleman,
That's my
contrary to
mother.
Michigan statutes. Okay, but sir, do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
All right. That is what's called a high court misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 2 years incarceration, a $1,500 fine plus court costs. If you are convicted, the Secretary of State would also suspend your driver's license in accord with statute. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. I would also know, while this is charged as a felony, that if you are a first-time offender as defined by statute, the court may reduce the sentence to imprisonment not more than 3 months or a fine of not more than $500, making it a misdemeanor. All right, you understand that part, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. First question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, if I have to, yes. As that would be the most definite. I don't know what to do I don't want
Okay.
to represent myself.
All right, so you want to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
All right, this is a public defender case.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Jones. We waive further reading stand to the charges as for PCC date. And I would, if I may, Your Honor, ask Mr. Jones to call the court and the public defender office to update your phone number, Mr. Jones. We don't have a way to contact you right now.
Okay.
All
I
right.
definitely will.
Okay. Do you have the number for the public defender's office, sir?
Is it the South? Which one is it? The South I forgot what they do. Is like the free public defenders.
Okay, let me give you the number because I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought it was the Southwest thing. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the when they ask you to represent for the Southwest.
No, it's okay. You're good. I just want to make sure they can get through to you.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that number is 734
734
222
222
6970.
6970. So 734 222 6970.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And so here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
And having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. I'll set probable cause 17th for July 17th, 2025, 9 a.m. I'll set the defendant's bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. Sir, I hesitate in asking you this question. You don't have to answer it, and if counsel doesn't want him to answer it. When I was reading the complaint to you and I got to the name you said something like, that's my wife.
No, that's my
Is
mother.
that-
Yep, that's
That's
my
your
mother.
mother.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, I'm sorry. So what I will order is I'll order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. There's to be no use of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. I will order that there is to be no contact with Linda Watkins Coleman.
Okay.
And sir, I have an Arlington address for you, but the Boston's Way, is that your mother's address?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so I'm also gonna order that you're not to go, no go to, 5055 Boston's Way.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll order that. And then we will see you on the 17th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Ladante Knowles. No counsel. Knowles, this is show cause.
Yes.
How much?
1,179.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear, bonds at $10,000. 10% privilege on that warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case of the People versus Dexter Pillar.
Public defender Natalie Pate for Mr. Fuller. Present via Zoom.
No.
Your Honor, I was unsuccessful in having a conversation with Mr. Pillar prior to today's hearing. I did provide him with the Zoom information. However, I was for the record.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $7,500. Give a 10% privilege, that warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case of the People versus Douglas Robinson.
Under Natalie Pate for Mr. Douglas Robinson, who should be present via Zoom.
Yes, I do see the name. Mr. Robinson? Oh, there he is.
Yes,
All right, state your name.
Douglas Robinson.
Robinson, okay. And this is a show cause.
Your Honor, to be candid, the conversation we had was bad, so I was unable to have a meaningful conversation with Mr. Robinson, but he did successfully get the Zoom and some conversation via text. That being said, it is my understanding that there is still a balance in this case of $849 and I believe 72 cents.
Yes.
I believe Mr. Robinson may be able to provide a better explanation to the court for how he might be able to get that paid.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I don't mean to keep making excuses. I just been really struggling, but anyway, nonetheless, I just started working, and I can start making payments. Friday, I get my first check, and so I can start making payments on a regular basis.
Okay, so how much can you pay on Friday, you think?
Can we just say 50, just so I don't
That's fine.
Okay.
You're to pay $50. You're gonna then what? Pay $50 a month or $50 every paycheck?
A month would be very I could guarantee it'd make things easy for me.
You're to pay $50 a month until that's paid in full. And that begins this July 11th. I'll just make it beginning July 15th. I think I can do that.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
Court calls case People versus Savante Scott.
Scott, who should be present via Zoom.
I thought I saw him.
Yeah, he's been dropping in and out, but he's currently not present.
I'll adjourn it out to what's my August day?
August 13th or August 27th?
August 13th, 2025, 9 a.m.
I'm sorry, that was the 13th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Oh, wait.
What?
Oh, he just popped into the waiting room.
He just what?
Popped into the waiting room. Would you like me to tell him it's adjourned?
Well, if he's here.
Hello?
Savante Scott, you got a
Yes, sir.
camera?
Yes, sir. My phone.
Okay, there he is. Okay. No, we realized you were popping in and out, so we actually had adjourned it, but then we saw you pop back in. All right.
All right, I appreciate it.
How much does he owe? I've got 50.
I've got $1,672.
Okay. You owe $1,672.
All right.
How are you gonna get that paid?
I can do a payment plan, $50 a month. Starting. I just now starting a job at KFC.
Why is everybody just starting the job today?
This is the season.
Yeah, right. When are you gonna make the first payment?
Next week I can. Next Friday.
Next Friday, the 18th.
Yeah.
$50 per month. Beginning July 18th, 2025. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Court calls case, People versus Chance Stallings.
Public defender database case from Stallings, who made present via Zoom.
No.
Your Honor, unfortunately, I do not have an explanation for his failure to appear. Request an adjournment for the record.
He's got quite a bit. Okay.
$2,070.
Say again.
$2,070.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set amount of $20,000. I'll give a 10% privilege.